I knew it's not during school hours.
ever done that.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome to the Newburg Board of Education regular scheduled meeting. We're gonna call this meeting to order, and if you all rise, we'll have a pledge of allegiance. Yes. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That always throws us off. Hope he's watching so he can hear it. All right, so it looks like we do have a quorum with Mr. Smith and Ms. Melfelt not present at this time. We do know that Mr. Smith will not be here. He's out of town this week. So we'll move on to the next item, approval of the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Guppy, second by Mr. Brookshire. Any discussion? All in favor? Use whichever hand you like, Steve. All yeas. Public comment? Mr. Shaw, nothing. Consent agenda items, approval of the minutes from the last board meeting and then monthly financial statement. Motion by Mr. Brookshire to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Thompson. Any other discussion? All in favor? All yeas? Motion carries. Approval of bills for payment. Any questions on that? I didn't notice really much that was out of the ordinary this time.
Where is I see there's a student account of elementary basketball. When did that start?
It's been there since I've been here.
Well, who's in charge of it?
As far as the SA account, it's whatever their concessions and stuff is making, and that's just the SA account that it goes into. My understanding is the coach is the one who processed that, or if they need to buy anything.
And it goes into elementary basketball?
It's junior high. I think it's just labeled elementary, but it's junior high
So
basketball.
do they have one for
Yes.
high school as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that's I just didn't know why it would be labeled elementary.
I think part of it's too is when, if there's expense, that it's actually expense to the correct fall.
Yes,
Right.
yeah. But elementary is normally done by volunteer coaches. and
Yeah,
individual
it
concessions.
should say junior high,
That's okay.
so,
That
should be
makes sense.
junior high.
And fine arts booster, is that pretty much gone now?
Fine arts booster,
Yeah.
let me look at that one, because there's.
Well, it just, that used to be a big, like when they did the, cookies and everything, they always had a lot of money in that account, and I just didn't know if that's gone. Of course, the lady that was actually in charge of it, doesn't teach here anymore or anything, so.
A lot of the, fine arts or things that I'm thinking of is more like your theater or your drama club, and they have an account, an SA account. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if I've done anything with fine arts.
Well, I guess what I'm getting at is like, when you look at all these, do we have to have all these?
No, we need to
Okay.
consolidate, yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
all right, well, that's what
Totally
I
agree
was wondering,
with
because
that.
I was like, man,
Because some of that's.
We just gotta eliminate
probably
For a long
years.
time,
Some of them are
yes,
dead accounts.
and I agree.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's all I needed, thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, make my life easier.
That's all I'm here for.
Thank you.
Did we have a motion for approval of bills? Motion by Mr. Brookshire.
Second.
Second by Mr. Thompson. Any other questions? All in favor, raise your hand. All yeas? Motion carries. Administration reports, Mr. Principals, whichever would like to go first.
So, a few things I wanted to share. Miss West and Miss Shockley both have been approved for, specialist math specialist program through the University of Missouri with a, grant from DESE. So it won't cost them anything, and they'll both be able to get their math specialist. Mr. Shaw mentioned in his letter, October was safety month. We've been practicing drills each week, and we end the month in the elementary with a spirit week and do the right thing t-shirts, which Miss Adams has been able to find sponsors. I wanted to thank our sponsors: Precision Roofing, Legends Bank, Phelps County Bank, McDonald's and Rolla, Shelter Insurance, Bob Mayer, Coach Light Lanes, and Newburg PTO. So every kid K-5 will get a t-shirt all across the board.
Awesome.
We had our elementary Wolf Rewards field trip today, and tomorrow will be junior high. Elementary earn their field trip through meeting their reading goals, and in junior high, they earn their trip through their evaluate scores. So either by scoring proficient or advanced, or by showing growth. And I wanted to share a couple of comments about some of our staff. The first is from the lady from the Missouri Reading Initiative who comes to work with the elementary teachers. She wrote me today after being with them 3 days last week. She said, Mrs. Sabavo rocked it with her modeling lesson. She embedded a new template for shared reading, incorporated phonics with her lesson, and even had a plan for small group when she got to that portion. In collaboration, your teachers were eager to learn about new ways to ensure students get the opportunity to read. The elementary has a culture of reading. All the support staff and volunteers who come into rooms help create the tone that reading is important, and the atmosphere ensures they have access to many materials. I also had a parent comment I received today on Dojo about another one of our new teachers, Miss Kreider. And this parent said, I just wanted to brag about our daughter's teacher, Miss Kreider. She's absolutely amazing and has changed our daughter's outlook on school 110%. Our daughter went from crying and begging to stay home last year to loving and ready to go to school every morning. Miss Kreider is one of a kind, and we just want to brag on her. So the last thing I'd add is we had picture day and survived, and we'll still be making up pictures for absences and student groups and teams, things like that.
I got to be involved with part of that, and it's always fun. It's like herding cats for water.
All right, so I'll just jump in. Softball and baseball have come to an end. Junior high basketball is currently in the Play-Doh tournament, girls Play-Doh, boys Dixon, finishing up their season. Winter sports will begin October 31st, 2022. Meet the Wolves will be from November 4th through November 10th. The band has been able to participate in the Celebration of Nations marching with the Missouri S&T Band. Kenyon Moreland auditioned for district band and received third chair tuba in the honor band. He will also be able to audition for state band in December. High school counselor updates. October 18th, we had 7 seniors with their parents come in to do the FAFSA. October 27th, the Army will be presenting to all seniors during wolf time and then set up during lunch. Also, the MSU will be here during lunch at that time. November 17th, Lake Regional Health Science Career Fair at the Lakeway High School. November 19th and 20th, Team Safety DESE mandated trainings for grades 7 through 12. November 29th, WCC students complete the intent to return for the next school year. In the FFA updates, they had a hayride on the 15th of this month. They had 36 kids show up, and it was hosted at the Bird Songs, and everybody I talked to, they really enjoyed it. Additionally, we have 14 students going to the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana next week. Wednesday through Friday, the 26th through the 28th. In beta updates, Beta is sponsoring a breakfast honoring area veterans on November 10th. The event starts at a flag raising and the national anthem by our band. Breakfast will be served by the high school betas in the media center. The middle school Halloween dance was held October 14th and it was a success. Although the attendance was not as large as they wanted or desired, it still was a good time. High school beta will be brainstorming other ways to get kids involved in wholesome social activities.
All right, any questions for our principals? I have one for Mr. Clark, and it's just clarification. It's kind of went along with our bills and stuff, but not for approval. But we talked last month about the Project Leadway grant and those monies, and just seeing if you had an update on out of that 15,000, what would be matched, what would be our portion to cover, and that kind of thing. So Mr. Shaw's actually talking to Mr. Smith, I think. He's gonna try and go on.
If you'll remember, those of you who were on the board in 2019, Ms. Strain and I did a presentation on a 10-year plan for ag and STEM. So in 2020, we started that process in 2021 2021 school year, when we first implemented in the elementary and in the junior high. So there's multiple grants involved with this. So if you look on the left side, the box was 2020, 2021. K-5, the training, the materials, and the curriculum to start up the program. That was not supported by a grant, that was district funds. The computer science and engineering for the junior high were all supported by a TED grant, a technology and engineering grant that comes from DESI. And so that's a 50-50. And so the net cost to launch the program K through 8 was $10,000. In 2021-22, we just sustained what we had. So that year, the only expense was to the curriculum fees for elementary and for junior high. So it was $1,900. In 2022-23, we sustained what we had and we expanded a third class in the junior high. And that was with a new technology and engineering grant for 50-50. So those numbers on the right side there would be the net total cost for kindergarten through 8th grade. Then the 2022-23 box, that's introducing Project Lead the Way Computer Science and Engineering at the high school level. So this year is the first year that we have it offered at high school. And Ms. Van Pelt actually is our Project Lead the Way teacher. So the cybersecurity class, the training for that for Ms. Van Pelt cost $2,400. The materials cost $1,182, and the curriculum was $2,200. But we had a grant for $10,000, and so the grant covered the total cost of starting up the cybersecurity class. The engineering class, engineering essentials, the training, the materials, and the curriculum cost a total of $65.81. After we applied the grant there, it was a $16,000 grant. But this grant was not a check to bank grant. So they gave, essentially what they did is this year and next year, they won't charge us for the curriculum. And the training that Ms. Van Pelt did this year and the trainings that she would do next year are covered by the grant, so we wouldn't pay for the trainings. So right now, for high school, we have $10,400 in future trainings and in next year's curriculum fees. So the goal next year would be to expand the high school classes, to add more computer science and more engineering classes. And Amy and I had a Zoom meeting with Project Lead the Way today. Next year, they anticipate that DESI will have a technology and engineering grant to do a 50-50 for those expansions. Project Lead the Way also has computer science grant that would cover the cost of the training. And then for engineering, there's a new grant that's opening that's potentially $10,000 towards materials and supplies for engineering classes.
Okay. Awesome. Clear as mud, everybody?
Thank you, Mr. Clark, very, very informative.
So we appreciate that. So any questions on that? Anyone? All right, very good. So, Mr. Shaw?
The only thing that I would add that these guys didn't cover, that wasn't in the letter, we got the opportunity to go around and do some data collections. And we were looking primarily at depth of knowledge and student engagement. So we have all of that collected and just need to put together in readable format and we'll get that out to the board so you guys can kind of see what's going on in classrooms in the last couple of weeks and some of the first quarter stuff. So, and then also one of our main focuses going forward for probably the next month will be our CSIP, getting our CSIP updated and ready to go. I told you a couple months ago we didn't get the waiver on this cycle, so our final CSIP will be due at the end of the semester in December.
Okay.
So we'll be working on that.
Is that something we'll have a workshop with you guys on?
Yeah, we'll bring it to you. Yep. And there'll be a team put together that involves patrons and teachers, and that was one thing I learned today, that they would like to have students involved in that too. So we'll be going through that process.
It's quite a bit to it when you work that through. It takes some time and energy and effort and patience and understanding. Mr. Smith joined our meeting at 6:45 for the video conference. Anything else, Mr. Shaw? Any questions for Mr. Shaw? All right, updates on facility projects to include visitor services.
We do have that, yeah. One of the bids is for the ag classroom, some other glass to put the wall around the kitchen, basically just the storefront wall. He come and measured all that. And I think it's getting the okay, and he'll get stuff on. Yeah, get stuff over and move in.
And then, what was that total for that?
16,630.
That was from Newburg last, but,
St. Robert.
some other side also.
Assuming that's the only person that bid. That's the only person that bid on.
Do you have any discussion thoughts on that?
They say they had material with everything to do the job to start? It specified.
He did, as far as if it was in right now,
Yeah,
he didn't specify.
They're the same ones that are doing all our exterior doors. A lot of that stuff is 60 months.
Well, you guys are making fun of my age, and so is this gonna be done by the time I'm still alive? I mean, cause man, I want some of this stuff to be done. I mean, that building down there, I know, you know what I feel like? What I feel like is right before board meeting, they work really hard. You know, nothing after.
I don't think that's exactly the case. I mean, we can fast forward this and spend a whole bunch of unnecessary money.
Well, that's why, I just need to know why it's
But
taking so
currently,
long.
we've saved probably $800,000 off of what we.
But what, I mean, I'm just,
It's just, one, a lot of volunteer time on my behalf to keep people involved down here, but we've got a lot of the contractors that we need that are willing to work down here. getting all the stuff that they need to do.
Is it materials? Is it,
No, just, design, lots of things that'll just slow down. But if you guys wanna fast forward it and go through. a bunch
no,
of
I just wanna know. I just wanna know why it just seems like it never, I don't know. I mean,
Ray is set up to, he started on finish work in there, Ray Canyon doing the hallway for us, or the hallway, the bridge, yeah, closing that in. And so, I talked to him last week or early this week, and he's ready to get started too, so. That'll be a big one, yeah. We got to, and I have not talked to Newburg lately, but the last time that I talked to them, they said that they would call and let us know when they were a few days out from coming back. So I know that they had a big job that they went to, but
So and bulk of the problem is, Steve, everybody shorthanded and busy, so sometimes it's waiting 6 weeks for an electrician to come do their part, but they fit other things in, it's just a bit of a juggling act.
I hate the saying too, but when you have one person who bids on something.
On this, if this is the only person that did, you're kind of at their mercy.
Or none. I spent 3 months, trying to get a plumber.
Those are getting, you probably, maybe.
My deck is done, it took a year and a half.
crazy.
That's what it is.
All right, so let's look at the St. Robert Glass bid. Do we wanna try and gather some more bids on that, or we wanna move forward with this one? And
I said move forward.
and you're already working for us other stuff, so. The pricing for what they're doing, I don't think was a bad price.
we don't get a future. I make a motion.
Motion to accept St. Robert Glass for $16,630.
Second.
Second by Mr. Brookshire. Any other discussion? All in favor? All yeas, amen. Motion carried.
And the other one is from Hartley's. If you remember last month, we talked about moving the coil that was in the bus barn garage part over to the shop. Trying to change that airflow. And so one of the things that we talked about was, let's see what it would cost just to put a new one in there and leave the one that was in the garage part. And that's what this bid is the total that it would take to put that to the shop.
So moving it's 22.
And your recommendation was to, looking at that?
Yeah, I would care to see if there's any other bids out there, so you kind of give us a comparison on that.
We're okay for now, won't freeze line
Yeah.
too bad?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So just table it, we'll table that unless someone has another option. All right. Trying to get where we can hear, Doug on the outside.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I don't know how to do that.
I'll just say it.
And we're gonna have a momentary pause. This is the way that Steve likes Doug to be right here. Yeah. He's not in his skin yet. Oh, he was on 0.
Well, no, those are just like questions for me.
How about now, Doug?
Just making sure.
That's what I should do today, business. But the college career right now is CTV.
You can chat.
No,
You can hear us, I think. I don't know why. We apologize for everyone watching our video. Oh, he's getting the boss involved now. Yeah.
Is the microphone down here at the bottom? Click it. Oh. You can, can you hear us? I can hear you.
No.
Sorry, I should have pulled up. You can send in that.
He asked if we could use
It's almost
the
over.
special meeting.
You can chat.
Yeah. We've only got like 2 more things. All right, well, if he's got something important to say, don't mess with him. All right, so anyway, so we had bids. Any other, that was it on those 2 bids, right?
Yes.
All right, any other project updates for what we have going on? Because we've got 1 or 2 things happening right now.
Yeah, no new updates other than the ones we just talked about with the electricians and.
Yeah,
No.
no, it is. Steve says unfortunately.
I'm sure he did.
Did you have something to add for our conversation, Doug?
I just wanna know how big an area we're trying to keep in that dust barn for lawn. How big an area is it?
Well, this workstation is quite a bit.
Is there a bus that's in there?
50 area.
Matt's saying maybe 30 by 50.
Any split work for that?
I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, we've got the wood heap right there.
Okay, well, I'm good, just go on. We're gonna get more bids, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Quick,
All right.
nice, Steve.
The only other thing I would add to what we'd already talked about was, Ms. Train and I are coordinating today that we get the machine set in the shop part, and we can talk to United, get the full grid of that one that they bring down, so, get that calendar day worked out, that'd be one of the next things in line, so that when local record says they are ready, we're
We're
setting
ready
our
on our
goals,
side.
yeah.
Which they're not gonna say until we're ready.
Until we, yeah.
And then do we have any other big pieces we need to set or?
Ms. Strang, probably the biggest one is the air compressor.
Yeah, there's some here.
And have we received all that stuff now?
Yeah, there were
We're still on the
two, I think
edge,
there's 2 items.
edge
that-
sander, and we just did our enhancement for our iron worker.
so, the one was like after this is not coming
Okay. All right, any questions for Mr. Shaw? Anything to add to that, Mr. Berkshire? All right, any questions from you, Doug, on facilities? No. Moving on to action items. Action item A, approve revised district career ladder plan.
So we were approved by DESI to participate in the career ladder, and got an email this week that it is fully funded. Well, I say fully funded. They're going to fully fund their portion. They were worried that they may have to prorate that because of, if there were more schools and they had money to participate, they wouldn't be able to fund that fully.
Yes.
But it is fully funded, and we've been approved for it. But one of the steps in that is that our career ladder plan has to be board approved. And so the career ladder team has met and made revisions, and we just need board approval to proceed with that.
Okay, my question is, I've had to talk to other school districts, and we as a board, when they dropped highly qualified teacher requirement, and we moved people to positions that they were not actually certified. And in a career ladder plan, if you're not in the area that you're certified in, you don't get to qualify for it. So I don't think that's fair when we've moved people because this is where we need them and they can really help and benefit, and we put them in places that they're not certified. And now they're getting screwed.
Well,
And so hopefully we got a plan for that.
yeah, I talked to our state supervisor today about that.
Is it Jerry Smith?
No, Mike.
Oh.
But he said that, if they have a valid certificate, they'll qualify.
Okay. Cause I hadn't got an answer about that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good deal. Mike didn't tell me that when I seen the email.
Were there any, you said they made a few revisions, is there from the last one? Anything notable?
There were a few that was just, it was clerical. There was a line on a form that had to be moved to another, from the one that was sent to you guys last week.
Okay.
So, no change to the information.
Okay.
I had, pull that email up if you wanna know what there's correctly.
No, that's fine, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a big, we're gonna do like a 95-degree turn on this.
No,
Something else.
that plan, really follows the framework of what the DESI plan
Yeah, you know,
is, so.
and our dollar amounts are staying the same as what we projected before, all that.
It just, the stages and the steps are
The same as what we had laid out.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith?
Mr. Shaw,
Yes, sir,
the state's funding that fully funded at 60%, correct?
that's correct.
We're funding the 40.
That's correct, yeah. So that was, when I said fully funded earlier, that's what I was, it's not,
I assume that.
yeah, you're correct.
Thank you.
And so all of our budget parameters we had looked at before stays the same for our layout. No changes in any of that from our 40% side.
Correct, okay, yeah, we're still good.
Any other questions for Mr. Shaw on that? Not, we'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Mr. Guffey. Second by Mr. Brookshire. Any other discussion? All in favor? All yeas, Amy? Motion carries. Okay, action item B, name or rename the following coordinators. Number one, and do we need to do these as separate or can we do them all together?
I'm going to do all of these.
Okay. Number one, Leo Clark for federal programs. The second, Eric Shaw for Title IX. And number three, Justin Lonergan for foster and ELO. Motion by Mr. Guffey, second by Mr. Shoeshank. Any other discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. All yeas, Amy? Motion carries. Last action item, C, set November board meeting is different than November 17th. And that date works for you, okay? Amy? We keep pushing you for some reason. These third Thursdays
Yeah.
are early this time.
It's early for bills, but I'm sure I can work that out.
Okay. Because the following weekend is
Yeah, so we really don't have a choice, so there might be a little bit of an extra load on first of the month, basically. So as long as everybody knows that there might be a few extra at the beginning of the month.
Mr. Smith doesn't mind to come down and sign. Any other issues with the 17th from anyone? All right, we'll move on, since that's going to stay the same. I think that's it for our action items. We'll have, we'll need a motion to adjourn and go into closed session. Motion by Steve, second by Mr. Brookshire. With that, we'll do a roll call vote. So, Mr. Shoeshank? Yes. Mr. Guffey, yes. Mr. Thompson, yes. Mr. Brookshire, yes. I'm a yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Yes. All yeses. So with that, we'll take a break and shut everything down, and thank you all for coming.